What's up? What's up? So the Indiana Pacers won 114-109. They were up 2-0 against the Knicks. And the big story was PJ Stockholm. Stockholm came off big. He had 39 points. Who saw that? Who saw him dominating like that? That's what makes the Pacers so dangerous. Everybody was waiting on Nesmith and Halliburton. Halliburton had a slow first half, like I think about 5 points first half. Finished with 14, 8, and 11. But it was Siakam who got off. Siakam had flashbacks to his Toronto days when he won the chip with Kawhi Leonard and Van Fleet back then. He's good as a strong second suit. And this is what makes this team so dangerous. They beat you in so many ways that you ain't ready for it. The Knicks hit some shots, but it was the second half. The Pacers were too much. And the thing is that, again, this team goes 7-8 deep. You're going to only counter with Brunson with 36 and, Carl Cat had 20. But I'm going to tell you something. Now, you know how Minnesota is finding out that playing against OKC ain't the same as how you beat the Lakers and Golden State? Well, the Knicks are getting a hardcore lesson. Indiana is not Detroit. Cade Cunningham almost was enough, and they did get robbed in that one game 4. Detroit got robbed, but this ain't the same. And beating Boston for being slack on you. So there are going to be people that's going to think the Knicks were a fluke, that this was a set. It looked kind of suspect. And being real with you, they won their championship a week ago when they beat Boston in 6 in New York. But this ain't the same. This Pacer team is hit differently. They're hit differently. And the Knicks got to play a lot better. They got to figure out a way to get some stops and make it count. And they got to find to tell their coach Tibbs that, hey, we got to go 4 or 5 deep. We can't be going, we're wearing our guys out. But the Pacers are just one of those teams. I'm not going to sit here and do long-winded videos for my sake because they're not my team, but I got a lot of respect for them. They are guys that are good players who play their role, who get the job done. The thing is that Rick Carlisle can flat out coach. And he knows how to make adjustments. You see, last year when they played the Celtics, they blew 2 games, maybe 3, while they got swept. That should have been a 6-game series. They're not doing it this year. And they're taking your heart. They're coming on your turf and taking your heart. They're not playing. When they beat Milwaukee, some people say, well, Dame didn't play, but they were still Giannis. Okay, but they shut everybody else down. And they have a tendency, if you don't have a legit third option, they can embarrass you. Now, Donovan Mitchell put numbers up on them, but they couldn't get loose with him. They did a great job against Cleveland. They have a way of matching you. The intensity, the energy. When I look at the Pacers, I said this before. To be honest with you, the Pacers and OKC are the 2 most complete teams I've seen. Now, it looked like, this is what it looked like. Yes, it looked like Boston because of what they could do with shooting threes, but the problem is they didn't play cohesive basketball, and they were one-trick ponies. Cleveland played up. And Donovan Mitchell, we can say, is a better talent than Tyrese Halliburton, but he ain't the next level like Halliburton. Cleveland got 8 up. And so when you lose 3 games at home, there is a pattern. If a team can take your heart out at home, you ain't no match when you got to go to their crib. I don't think the Knicks really have a chance because they have to win 4 games straight. They can't go into no 2-2. They have to take 1 game at a time, but they have to beat this team 4 times. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. The Pacers look clearly like the better team. They're better coached, and they run deeper. And I don't see anything about the Knicks that tells me that they can come back from this because they depend on 2 men. 2.5. Now, how they geared up to get to Boston, they got to gear up to get to the Pacers. What you got to do, somebody's going to ask me to say, what would you do if you're New York to beat the Pacers? I say you got to get yourself, your low post got to get better, and you got to get a couple of cats off the bench. The common sense stuff, Tibbs has bought himself probably another year or 2 because they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. which is sad because Tibbs has a tendency to wear off teams, wear his welcome out, and he doesn't. He burns his team up. This is how they get injured. This is how they come up short. He gonna get out coached by Rick Carlisle too. And in an era where offense is reigning, Rick Carlisle has made an adjustment to figure out a way to adapt. And this Pacer team got a chance to match the last time, ironically, was his former team, those Pistons, where he got fired from for Larry Brown, that beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Style-wise, there was no superstar really on Detroit's team. You had some very good players in Rasheed Wallace, Chauncey Billups, and Ben Wallace. You didn't have what I call a superstar. That's what you got with this Pacers team. But they know how to play cohesive ball. They know how to share the ball. They play good team ball. They're going to be a hard team to beat. And they are balanced. They are balanced. This is the most dangerous team, I keep telling people. All due respect to OKC, because they're led by, they got some, with Shea and everything. But this Indiana Pacers team, they really have fight in them. They don't let up. And they showed it tonight. You take 2 games in New York, and to be honest with you, when Halliburton did that gag sign and they beat them, I think the series is over. I just do. I think the Knicks' heart got took. And they won their title against Boston. But this Pacer team is on a mission. Kid you not. It's not over yet, but they're down. When you take 2 games on the road, you didn't take their heart. And I don't think New York can come back from it. Not the way Tibbs works those rotations. You got to get more into it. Anyway, let me know what you think. And the Pacers are very impressive. And to come out with Siakam after Naismith the other night and Halliburton, you with the Pacers, you don't know who is going to be the dude for game 3 or 4. That's what makes them so unpredictable. They're the most unpredictable team going because you don't know who is going to step up, but you know it's going to be a collective effort. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share them if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.